Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be talking about respiratory system drugs. So let's start with drugs for bronchial asthma. So before we begin, let me just give you some brief concept about bronchial asthma. So I have drawn the lungs and I have drawn the trachea and the bronchus, the bronchioles, and then how asthma is formed. There will be mucus production, that is mucosal edema, and then there will be narrowing of the airways. So in short, we can say that in asthma, the air will get blocked. So there will be shortage of air, therefore difficulty in breathing. So block will be your mnemonics. So in this way, you can easily remember that during asthma, there is difficulty in breathing and then air will get blocked. So these are the drugs for bronchial asthma, where B stands for bronchodilators, L stands for leukotriene antagonists, C stands for corticosteroids, and K stands for ketotifen, which is an antihistaminic drugs. So let's start with bronchodilators. So in bronchodilators, separate the dilators BR and CHO. So in dilators, so the dilatation of the bronchus is operated by the sympathetic nervous system in our body. They will cause the dilatation of the bronchus. Therefore, they increases the activity of the body, like the sympathetic nervous system, like it increases the adrenaline rush. So they will increase, and like for example, I have drawn this lining of the bronchus. So this yellowish portion is the mucosa, and because of that, there is no place for the airway to pass. But when we use the dilators, like if we use a drug called dilators, they will increase the size of the lining of the bronchus. So you can see here I have drawn that this is the yellowish portion where I have written dilators. There is space, whitish portion from the air will pass, and therefore we will take drugs which will mimic the activity of the sympathetic nervous system, that is sympathomimetics. So let's add sympathomimetics drugs under bronchodilators. And now let's discuss about sympathomimetics. So the sympathomimetics drugs which are going to act on the receptors and which will cause the dilatation of the lungs under the alpha and the beta effects, it will be adrenaline, and under only the beta effects, it will be isoprenaline. So how to remember this? So for adrenaline, it is a flight hormone that increases the heart rate. Mostly it increases the activity of the body. So remember, to increase the dilatation, we can use adrenaline under sympathomimetics, which acts upon alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2. Moreover, it is a dominant drug. So adrenaline, even known medicals knows it is a rushing hormone. So in asthma, we want to increase the dilatation. So in order to increase energy, to increase anything, we can use adrenaline. In this way, you can remember adrenaline. Now for the beta effects, it's very easy. Whenever I see these beta effects, they work on beta 1 and beta 2. So I remember the mnemonics, like whenever I read about beta, it's like beta India Topkar. So from beta effects, you can be isoprenaline. Every parents, while we are preparing, they want us to top the exam. So beta India Topkar. So from India, I remember this isoprenaline for beta effects. But the latest drugs that we use is predominantly beta 2 effects. Here you can compare the beta effects, but here predominantly beta 2 effects. In the previous one, it works effectively on beta 1 and beta 2, but in this third one, it acts effectively on beta 2 effects. So both adrenaline and isoprenaline had excellent effect on dilatation of the bronchus, but they had cardiac adverse effects because beta 1 acts on the heart and beta 2 acts on lungs. You can remember beta 2 two lungs, so therefore on lungs, beta 1 one heart, therefore on the heart. But they had effect on the heart as well. Even though they were acting on the lungs, it was affecting the heart also. So in the latest trends, we are using predominantly beta 2 effects, and this was discovered in the last 10 to 20 years that predominantly beta 2 effects were bettered, because why to unnecessarily affect the beta 1, that is on the heart. Now under predominantly beta 2 effects, we have the salmeterol, salbutamol and terbutaline. So how to remember these drugs, I will show you in my next slide. Like I've said, according to the latest drugs, which is the choice for asthma, in the last 10 to 10 years, they have discovered that this is the best drug. Predominantly beta effects drugs are the best drug for asthma. So from SAL, you can, from last, you can convert SAL, that is salmeterol and salbutamol. And salmeterol is a long-acting drug and salbutamol is a short-acting drug. Like salbutamol, BUT, boot, terbutaline is also a short-acting drug. So we are done with the sympathomimetics part of the bronchodilators. Now let's remove the dilators from B, R and CHO portion. So from B, R, remember break, And from CHO you can remember cholinergic. So break the cholinergic, therefore anticholinergic drugs will also come under bronchodilators for bronchial asthma. So under anticholinergic drugs we have atropine, methotrexate and ipratropium bromide. So let's add anticholinergic drugs under bronchodilators. We have ex-symptomatic drugs and anticholinergic drugs. Also, there's also a third drugs under bronchodilators, that is thiopylline drugs. So let me give you mnemonics for thiopylline drugs. So let's go to the mnemonics portion to remember thiopylline. So thiopylline is a bronchodilator. Like I've said, dilator means to increase the size so that it will cause relaxation. So we will increase the size of the thin lining bronchioles. In asthma, the bronchus become very thin. They will have thin lining of the bronchus. So we'll increase the size. So from theo we have thin, from line we have lines, and from pylene remember pyrette. So let's pyrette the thin lines. Let's remove the thin lines and increase the size and make it thicker so that air can flow in. So in this way you can remember thiopylline. Thin lines are pyretted. So thiopylline drugs which comes under bronchodilators. So for bronchodilator drugs, we have symptomatic and anticholinergic and thiopylline drugs. Now let's move to leukotriene antagonists. So example of leukotriene is montelukast, and they are used as a prophylactic drug, and they are used in case of as an alternate to the corticosteroids, and they are used in children, and it is used for mild to moderate asthma, not in case of severe asthma. For corticosteroids, we have systemic corticosteroids and inhaled corticosteroids. So every time after writing so many drugs, I'm like, oh, too many drugs, too many drugs. So for these corticosteroids, let's just write one, and from one systemic we have prednisolone, and from inhaled we have beclometrazone. Let me just explain to you about these corticosteroids because it is important. So the realization that asthma is primarily an inflammatory disorder, therefore corticosteroids is required because it is anti-inflammatory. शुरू में अस्थमा में इन्फ्लेमेशन से ही शुरू होता है, तो स्टेरॉइड्स जरूरी है. So which if not control, अगर अस्थमा को कंट्रोल नहीं करेंगे तो it will accentuate with time. With time it will become more severe. So more use of corticosteroids is required. But also remember that corticosteroids has its own adverse effect. It improves, although it improves the airflow. So let's start with inhaled steroid. It is the step one for all asthma patients. As we all know, steroids is for anti-inflammatory purpose, and because airway inflammation is present in very early stage of any kind of asthma, so therefore inhaled steroids is must. It should be the step one, which is anti-inflammatory. Beclomethasone is an example, which is the step one. So the mnemonics is be there, must. ये होना ही है. It should be there. होना ही है. So from BE it's Beclo, me, and from TH it is Tazone, dear. And this is also very much safe in pregnancy. Now let's talk about systemic corticosteroids and when it is used. So this is used only when the asthma is not controlled by bronchodilators or either inhaled steroids. Only in this case it's used. That is, it is used in severe chronic asthma and in case of severe asthmaticus, status asthmaticus, or acute asthmaticus. So this is the last drug, ketotifen, which is an antihistaminic drug, and they are taken as supplements, and they are generally used for producing sedation, and they are used to reduce the mediators. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I have worked hard a lot for this mnemonics, so please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.